Hey there. Some of my supplies came in for my tattoo eco supplies, so I thought I'd use it as a chance to just talk about some of the stuff. I don't remember what I ordered. I do think it's mostly cartridges. But this is my go-to supplier. I do use Good Judy because they're in California. They do get some California. They're in Canada. They do get some stuff from the UK, but I just felt really weird about buying directly from anyone like Greenhouse that was shipping in the UK because it doesn't really balance anything out if I buy all of this nice biodegradable stuff and then it just needs all of that fuel to get to me individually. So they've been my go-to company for almost a year now, maybe over a year. I pretty much can get everything from them that I really need for the base setup. So I think this time I got, oh, they got new station covers. I think these are black now. They used to be very white. Just kidding. I ordered the same ones I already have, but in a big box. Um, I use these for so much because I mostly do smaller tattoos or I'm using an armrest. So even like I wrap my basic station in these, and then I'll wrap my armrest in them for a little extra protection and little areas of the table, things like that. They do have half bed sheets and full bed sheets that I've looked at as well. It just doesn't really apply to much of my tattooing yet. And then I've got 15 round liners. They come in, all of this is just cardboard, which is really nice. Obviously, there is like a sticker. I couldn't tell you how the sticker is made personally. And then I would say like my closest thing to a complaint about these, because they actually do fit really well in my machine. I run into that issue sometimes. And I don't think that's just a Bishop issue. I think every machine just has things that fit and things that don't. But a lot of the cheaper made like plastic stuff, or even sometimes the Cheyenne, just didn't want to stay in, and these like stay taut. But then the whole other thing is they are kind of hard to open, and I tend to leave my stuff in the box until the second I want it. So I sit here and kind of shuffle around and squish the box just right. But then they're, your basic cartridges. Nothing too crazy about them. I think whenever I was buying, they do a collaboration with Workhorse Iron, um, and those were, and I think still are available, but they spit a lot more in my machine, and I let a few of my artists try them out, and that just seemed to be overall an issue. It wasn't so much that I couldn't use them, but it was noticeable. So I like the Magic Moon. I just got them in everything, honestly. Because what are these? 5 round liners. And I think I've decided for most of my stuff that I want to do like long taper, but then did get a soft edge Magnum. That's also long taper. I need it. um, I'm thinking about this. I also have apprentices, and I'm trying to like slowly nudge biodegradable stuff. At the very least, like they do these wax coated ink caps that are, still going to break down. They're still paper ink caps, but everything doesn't fold down. Honestly, I'm ready to just get all of my supplies out. I have my 9 shaders, and I think as I'm tattooing this week, I'm just going to take footage and be able to show you some of those. I know for a fact that I almost only use round liners in my day-to-day stuff, but you might be able to see the magnums, so we'll see what I'm doing. And just more 15 round liners. Um, yeah, I think maybe if you are really looking for the usual like sizing being like 8, 10, 12, you might be a little thrown off where these say things like 35, and I think this one is actually like 30 for the mag. But it does give you all of that info on the back of the box. So, 35 is a US 12. 35 millimeters is more obvious to me than like a gauge number. But if you're confused by that because you've just been doing it for long enough to have an understanding based on those, it is on the back of the box. Yeah, these are all plant fibers. Everything comes not completely wrapped in tape. Even my box that they sent to me, let me cover all of my important information, is literally like a, a cat treat box. And I love that. Like they just had a cat treat box that they got somewhere that had already been used, I assume, and reused it even as a bigger company. I see a lot of smaller artists doing that, and I think this is one of the very few times I've run into a larger company doing it. So, yeah, they're great. I think I'll just show you more of my stuff because now I'm here. I don't remember what I was trying to use at first to wrap my machine. I know a while back I used plastic wrap and just grip tape, but then I was trying, they have machine bags. They are not for my machine, I don't think, for my little tiny Bishop Power Wand. So I have ended up just using these and like tying them at the ends and cutting them where I need them. And then I just have this whole big roll of it. So I've been really happy with that. I've been switched over to these instead of the machine bags that I just did not fully understand how to use the way they were. And they would kind of split apart really easily too because they were so small and the seams are just kind of pressed together. That this is like secure, feel good about it. Don't have a cord. I completely have a battery operated machine, so I'm not really using them, I guess, for the designed purpose. I like them. And then these are one of my rolls of just bottle bags. There's not much to say. If you've ever used bottle bags, these might be a little bit thinner than some bottle bags. I know they just rolled out with new ones, and I think those are what I was thinking that was that come in black now. And I feel like they might actually be a little bit thicker. I don't often run into the issue of tearing these, but I am kind of gentle. Like I've watched my apprentices tear through some of the supplies easier than me. So I would say you have to be willing not to be in so much of a rush that you're ripping through all of your supplies, but throughout the actual tattooing process, I've never had an issue once they're like off of the roll and on the bags, creating any kind of tear or anything. So I've been using them for, I don't know, a year. And you know, since I was talking about these station covers, I do want to bring up the only thing about them. It's a little bit iffy for me is, and I think it's honestly gotten a lot better. I might just be getting really good practice at finding it. But for the first few rolls, I just struggled really hard to find where the perforation was on these. I don't know why it's not as clear. I think because it's got all this text on it, it's not as easy to read as all the clear stuff is. But the perforation is literally like, that's what it looks like. But it's so hard to see. There's no like definite marker. So I would sometimes sit here and be like, I know I passed it, but I cannot find it, and get almost a few out and have to re-roll my roll. But honestly, it didn't majorly impact me, and I like these so much, and I've shared this with some of my other artists and let them use them. And it's gotten overall really good reviews. I would say they did have a similar complaint to like where the heck does it tear. But those are those. And I have little things. I have their biodegradable razors now. The ink caps, you've probably seen paper ink caps. The big difference with these is just pouring ink in them doesn't go everywhere as quickly as regular ink caps might, which for me, doing even my black work sleeves, I never had a major issue with other ink caps doing that. But when I would do something with like full color, I felt like I had more things laying out and they were all drying out and disappearing much quicker. So that's always a nice thought. And then I have their rinse cups, a very similar product. I keep trying to get, they have like a sports wrap, like grip, and they also have grips that are mycelium that just go on your machine. I don't really use much of a grip. I mostly just wrap mine in the sports tape, but I have interest in the mycelium grips. I think lots of people do use them. So, but they're still something that is in like testing. So they're available, and then you can order them and tell them what you think about them, which is really nice working with the company. They'll literally put products out and be like, we're just doing this for a short round. We want to hear what you all think. So order this now. And it usually goes very fast. I have not gotten my hands on the grip tape that existed for just a little bit, but I know that a new round of the mycelium actual grips just got back online. Um, anyway, I don't know. I just like talking about Good Judy. I think they make me so happy. And then they have like the free portion of their website that has the eco tattooer map, where once you hit a high enough percentage, you can qualify to be an eco tattooer. So if it's something that's important to you, you can go find other people, or if you're in Texas, you can find me. This is just, I worked in a lab before this and I was doing the pre-med thing, and it's just no matter what, you're going to have a lot of waste. There's a lot of single use. So anywhere you can cut down on that feels nice. I might have a little bit of a problem where I'm like, everything needs to be as eco as possible. But it's not realistic to save the world single-handedly. So doing what I can. Well, I shared all the stuff. So thanks. Bye.